Hey, butterflies. I hope you all are doing well today. Welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Doctress Mo, Doctress Monica, Nicole. Oh, that's funny that I did that and thinking about just like the download that I got for this conversation. As a lot of you know, I am a retired educator, a retired teacher. And one of my license areas is middle school math and high school algebra. And I love math, love teaching math. That's the one thing I've always done like the best in with everything. Like ACT, that's the area where I had the highest score, like all that jazz, because it's a series of a process. And for my neurodivergent mind, that's the best thing to ever happen, right? To have a process. But one of the things within the math is that sometimes things cannot be solved. And in those moments, you're realizing, okay, there's no solution in this. And we have to be okay with that. But understanding that there's three different types of like solutions, I guess you can say, with algebra. And it relates to life in a lot of ways. And this entire message is going to blow your mind for those of you all who haven't taken any of my classes in the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation, because I have a few classes back there that goes into math and science and mastering those to be able to master just the reality around you. Shout out to the sirens in the background. Um, but you have answers that can have one solution, no solution, or infinite solutions. Most people are stuck at the no solution and one solution stage in life. The mindset 222, where x plus y always equals this. And it's when we allow ourselves to evolve to the infinite solutions that we're able to truly see the infinite realities that are available to us in real life. So one thing as an algebra teacher, and that's why my babies, I love my babies so much. They love math. I got them to love math. They had like the highest growth in math, right? Because math can be put to real life. And that's one of the problems. Many people, they be like, oh, what do we learn in school that's going to help me in life? The foundational skills, math and science, you master those and you can be able to cross reference and duplicate that same energy within just like reality of your life. You master the game. You got to think those are the two fields that create games. Come on now, rock with me right now, rock with me. Okay. Oh, my birthday time on the thing, but anyway. um so I was thinking about the aspect of everything that we go through in life is an absolute value. Okay, an absolute value. So in math, we learned that absolute value is just simply when you have the brackets on the outside of the number, and it can either mean a negative or a positive. Okay. It can either be a negative or a positive number, but the absolute value is that. Okay. We can decide how we choose to interpret a situation in our life. We can choose the birds. The cardinals have been out, y'all. I love them so much. We can choose if we want it to be a negative implication, or we can choose if we want it to be a positive implication on us. Okay. The absolute value. But when it comes to the infinite solutions, that simply means that it doesn't matter what number you replace with the variable, it's going to solve out. The equation will always be true. Meaning, no matter what happens in life, it's always working for you. No matter what you do, you always create the path that you would like to create for yourself. So, yes, playing basketball can make you happy, but so can writing a book, so can hugging a tree, so can taking a nap in the grass, so can playing with your dog. So many things can induce that same outcome and energy, but oftentimes it's so easy to get stuck in the no solution space because what we want to be a solution and an answer, we're not able to see that possibility. You have to know that everything is possible to you. You just have to have the right variables in place to get there. And so many people get caught in the no solutions or the one solution, the one track mind, the one track energy, the less expansive space because they're stuck on right and wrong. They're stuck on who did what. They're stuck in a place where they're unable to see things from an expansive place because that hurt is too comfortable. Hurt is negative. Okay. How can that be alchemized? Two negatives becomes a positive. So what does that mean? You got the negative of the hurt, okay, of what happened to you. And then you got the negative of how you're feeling on the inside. Put both of those together. Let that motivate you to do some shit about it. Y'all ain't with me. Where the offering plate at? Okay, y'all ain't with me. Okay. Life is nothing but a big ass math equation. And the further we go along in life, the more difficult the math becomes. We get to a place where we start working through statistics. Statistics is all around us. And statistics is not just numbers, even though the universe speaks in numbers. The universe speaks in numbers. I made a TikTok and I was saying I find it interesting that whenever I'm talking about men and stuff or some type of drama, y'all be blowing the video up. But when I'm talking about good stuff and hobbies and stuff, it be crickets. And spirit may help me realize, I started processing that after making that video, and spirit said, you got to realize most people who overconsume the internet are depressed. So depressed energy is going to consume a lot of things that's going to keep them depressed. And the things that free them, they just walk past it. They may say hi, but they're going to engulf their energy in the depression energy. So that's why toxic things get a lot of views, right? But that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that are aligned with that energy. You just got to find a different variable for where they're at. Because Spirit also said a lot of people who are not depressed are not on the internet all the time. They're outside with their hobbies. They're outside doing things with their family. They're meeting in small groups. They're doing a lot of different things versus just doom scrolling. Look at the variables of a person's life, and you're going to understand the solution to their equation. Like everything in life is an input and an output. Oh, everything, math is life. I've been saying that for years. Okay. Math is life. Whatever we input is what we output. We all start from different places. Yes, we do. We don't have to stay there though. We can identify what's different about the places. How can I find peace within this place that I was born into? And with this shift, how can I still have gratitude You know, it makes me think about how some people can like look at an equation and try to like guesstimate which side would be higher because they're looking at the coefficients and all that nature. And sometimes they don't see the negative things that are happening on the other side, right? And so they may see that it has a coefficient of 11, so it's 11x. And on this side, it has a coefficient of 3, so it's 3y. Someone may jump to see, ooh, that 11x is bigger without realizing that it's a negative in front of that. And the 3y was a positive. So many people idolize things outside of themselves, which then starts to take away the magic and the energy of them. Life doesn't have to be hard. And the sooner we realize that it doesn't have to be hard. Many people say that they know that this world is like a simulation, right? Assimilation is another type of technology. It's a system. That's a mathematical equation. That's the system. We have to learn how to master equations and be able to move things around to make the equation work and identify like the solution that we desire. And so right now, a big energy is on understanding that you have infinite possibilities available to you. You have infinite realities available to you. We all have infinite realities available to us. So for example, I could stay, what's a drastic one I can use? I can stay in my home, right? Stay in my home. It's peaceful. It's cool. And there's going to be a reality that comes with me being here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 one time. Or I can up and move, leave everything behind, sell everything. Now I'm changing the reality. The infinity symbol. I got it tatted on me. The infinity symbol. Who else got an infinity symbol tatted on them? Let me know down below. Are we tag two buddies? I want to know who's tag two buddies with me. Okay, so I have an infinity symbol. I have a lotus flower. I have a star. I have a scale. I have a butterfly. I have Sankofa, 1111, Africa. I have a lot of things on me. What else do I have? I have some more stuff. Oh gosh, I have an ankh. I have a lot of things on me. Look, let me know who I'm tag two buddies with down below. But this energy, we have infinite possibilities of what is available to us, what we can access. Okay. And when we're able to master those infinite possibilities, right? Master those infinite possibilities by knowing that whatever I input into the situation, whatever I put in, it can change the output. It changed the outcome of my life. It can change everything drastically. That's what many like to call a butterfly effect, right? It's a butterfly effect. Effect. It's a butterfly effect. A effect. Time to change some energy. Change some energy. Time to check your energy. Check your energy. Okay. Um, of that change, that moment changing, your entire output changes, the outcome changes. So that's why we say when looking at the Kabbalion, for example, we're living in a life of polarities. Nothing is different. Everything is the same. It's just on a different end of the pole. So light and dark are both the same. -1 and +1 are both the freaking same, especially if we then take it into the absolute value. Do you get what I'm saying? They're the absolute same. You just have to have the right solution. So I can have -1 + 1 equals +1 - 1. Okay. It will still equal out to be the same thing. They're just both on, literally, we remember the number graph, right? The line graph. 0, you have -1 and 1. Same distance from 0. They are the same thing, just on the other side of the line graph. You get what I'm saying? Life is the same thing. So when we see that like something is not going how we want it to go, or in a way that, we're desiring, it means you need to do the opposite of what you are doing. So if -1 is not solving the equation, okay, when I take those brackets away, then try +1 to see if it fits the equation. Instead of continuously pulling the door to try to open it and it's not open it, try to push it back, let it go. Stop trying to pull, let it go. The things that you're not making movement on, and you may need a little bit, you need to put a little pep in your step. Do the opposite of not doing anything. Begin to do things, right? This is the aspect of mastering life, mastering our realities. We have infinite possibilities available to us. Anything is possible, but we have to know that there is a set way that that equation is going to have to go for the answer to come out that way that you desire. All the variables have to match up. So, yes, you have to become certain things. This is why we always say, and I love it too, be like, oh, when we don't want to be a niche in the area, right? The reason why it takes longer to grow is because as a niche area, you're fitting the equation perfectly in that aspect. So the equation is what it is. 1 + 1 = 2. So 1 + 1 = 2 is always going to hit its mark. You get what I'm saying? Versus a more difficult equation that can sometimes look like it doesn't have a solution and it has multiple variables involved in the equation. The more variables you have involved in the equation, the longer it takes to solve the equation. Are you with me right now? So when you have a niche, right? A niche, 1 + 1 = 2. You're doing the same thing every time. You're going to have the same answer every time. You're going to have a consistent energy every time, right? When you're not a niche, you're not just adding 1. You're adding 1, 10, you're subtracting 2. You're doing all these different things that can still solve the equation. It just takes longer to solve that equation because of the variable things included in it. So know that everything that we do, we have a choice of how it plays out, how we build upon it, what it looks like. And I know a lot of people are at a place of their life where they're shifting. They're shifting to experience new things, new experiences. So, new experiences equate to new inputs, meaning you have to do something different. So, I know a lot of people say, oh, I want to go on a vacation, but it's too expensive. You got to first change your mindset, do the opposite of that to know that it's possible, then change your habits. Because your habits of what you're currently doing is making it hard for you to access that outcome, that output that you desire. So, for you to access that output that you desire, you have to change what you're inputting into your life. What needs to be done for that equation to become true? And no solution, and not no solution. Many people hit the no solution space and don't truly look at the equation to see what can be added or removed to make it a better equation. Many people stop at the no solution space. And this is just the math concept of it. I have I have a few classes in the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation that goes into um, the physics, metaphysics, from the spiritual plane, all of that added into, it's all about understanding and creating your avatar. Same way of how we create our avatars in games that we play. Okay. We choose the clothes that our avatar is going to wear. We choose the car they're going to drive. We choose the hat, the hair, the eyes. Like, we create this character. That's what our life is. The same thing. You create the character. Sometimes we're born into a life as a character. We don't want to be that character. So we change what we feel fits more of what we want to be and what that looks like. Sirens in the background again for someone who may need that as confirmation. So this season, if you've made it to this part of the video, then I'm certain that you're at a space where you're identifying ways to evolve even more into different outcomes. You're looking at the direction of things and you're wondering, okay, what do I need to shift and change to have this outcome instead of this outcome? And that's why I've started creating 2222 on the time, the type of content I've started creating. I'm currently working on something for you all now to truly help, like, those next steps of things. And for anyone who is ready, come on over to the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation back there with us, where we be vibing out and we have classes um, from once every week to every other week, on top of other things that are involved in the school as well. And so I thank y'all for being here. Okay, I'm about to get up off of here. Y'all, I just want y'all to know that these birds, they be throwing this food down on the ground on purpose. I think they got my whole ground looking like a bird feeder. Okay. And I'm just like, why y'all gotta go and do that? You know what I'm saying? I think what I'm about to do is just get a bowl and put the food in a bowl and set it down. But it's like they like to toss it all on the ground and then they fly on my balcony and then just eat it off the ground. And I'm just like, no, I want to keep this area clean. I don't want it to, grow plants and stuff like it did last time. Like, because my artificial grass has started growing plants and stuff, but thank goodness the baby geese that came and ate the plants and stuff that was growing. So they took care of it for me, but I don't want to have to keep going through that. And the birds is what's doing it. Okay. They're trying to turn this into a forest for real. But my as an update, my plants are doing good. My pepper is like growing like drastically. My tomatoes are growing drastically. I finally got some stems to be able to hold the tomato plants up because they were starting to lean and stuff. But they're like a foot and a half, a little over a foot and a half now. Yeah, the tomatoes are about a little over a foot and a half now. And my watermelon is growing like freaking crazy. Okay. That and the cabbage. So everything is going good over here. My purple queen do not like being outside now. And she just has to get acclimated to being outside because she's been turned a little weak. That's my only baby that's not doing that good out here. But everything else, y'all, that's the vibe. That's the updates. I think it's about to rain, so I'm about to get off of here. Um, but as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do. Period. Shout out to those of you all who made it to the end of this video. If you made it to this end of this video, I want you to comment a number. Comment a number. Just comment a number. Just comment a number. And the first few people to get it in, I'm going to try to go to my angel number book and come give you the angel number meaning of that one. Okay. All right, y'all. I love you all. As always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self. I already said this. Your higher self and your whatever your spirit team, all that jazz is calling for you to do. Period. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. I'd be so awkward on here, child, without the cards.